happened to see something this morning that I have seen things like this before, but this was pretty out of hand. It was a video from a school board meeting where some of the parents were trying to express their feelings on this critical race theory nonsense. And the school board absolutely would not listen. I mean, just shut them down right away, time after time. You know, and I've seen other cases where it kind of comes to blows and they end up throwing people out, stuff like that. You know, something's got to be done about that. You know, these people work for you. You know, a great portion of your property taxes goes to pay for your school system. And I think you have to be able to have some feedback into that. You know, you shouldn't be just left in the dark. You know, they just want you to give them the money and let them do whatever they want. And we see where this gets us. But it was interesting to see. But like I say, I've seen other ones of these. You know, I really... the other day I happened to see, I can't remember what show this even was. It was some kind of interview thing, and they had Bill Bennett on. Now, he was Secretary of Education under Reagan. And he was a good man. And they were asking him his thoughts on what's going on now. And, you know, in theory, he said, well, yeah, it's a hell of a mess, but you can get it straightened out, but it's going to be a long and messy fight. Because it's another case where you've let things go too far. People have stood back and let this stuff kind of creep into the curriculum. You know, it used to be people really didn't realize what their kids were studying. I mean, once in a while you get a little clue here and there and be a little surprised. You know, when they come up with things like math is racist. How in the world math can be racist, you know. Anyway, and when this pandemic was going on, you know, people were sitting at home, and the kids were studying online, and they kind of got a taste of what's really going on. And it really upset a lot of people. Now, this has been going on for quite some time. You know, I mean, it started in colleges and worked its way down, so it's really ingrained now into the whole system. And it's very hard to get rid of it, but it can be done. But you're really going to have to start at the school board level. But it's just one of them crazy things. Yeah, I do miss the days when, you know, like when we were kids, we'd go to school. They were teaching us, you know, actual history and stuff. They weren't trying to influence us one way or the other. Now it's all about influence, and nothing, facts don't matter at all. It's more of an indoctrination, and that's all that goes on. It's funny, you know, like these teachers, with their teachers union, that's a problem that has to be solved. That's gotten way out of hand, too. You know, I knew somebody that was involved with that and was, you know, on a state level. She was like Teacher of the Year and all this stuff. But involved in this teachers union, she was very shocked to find it has nothing to do with education. It's all politics. You know, it's, you know, because when we were kids and the teachers would go to their convention, oh great, we got days off, but we were kind of under the assumption that they were being taught new methods of teaching, but that wasn't what it was. You know, it was all learning how to indoctrinate people. So that's a waste of time. You know, it's a messy thing. But it's unfortunate, like I say, I thought highly of Bill Bennett all along. But he kind of got out of politics and more into he was writing books and stuff like that, which I think would be a lot easier. Politics would not be fun at all. Otherwise, I had hopes that he maybe would progress in politics. You know, he was a good human being, you know, which is a rare thing nowadays in politics. I actually have no idea who the Secretary of Education is now, and it really probably doesn't matter at all. The people now that they put into these positions, they have no real qualifications for any of this stuff. You know, it's more about race, and it has nothing to do with their actual ability to do the job, which really doesn't matter because this stuff is all decided higher up than them. They have no say in this anyway. You know, there's an agenda that's being passed down from, well, behind the curtain. And so that's just going to happen. You know, it doesn't matter really who's... It's like, remember back when our Surgeon General was C. Everett Koop, when they were first deciding, oh man, smoking's not a good thing. Now, when he said something, you trusted what he said. Now, I know when this pandemic first started, they trotted out the new Surgeon General. And of course, what qualifications he possibly had for this. And I only saw him the one time, and they sometimes tuck him in the back row, and he was at these meetings, but he had nothing to say on this. You know, he wasn't involved at all. I mean, at one time, there was a little public service sort of thing where he was trying to show you how to fold a bandana, you know, to make a mask out of it, you know. But then, C. Everett Koop, he was a hell of a guy, you know. I trusted what he said. Here, the Surgeon General had nothing to say, and instead we get that Fauci stuck in doing really what should have been that guy's job, you know. But, like I say, the people that they appoint to these positions, it doesn't matter. I mean, well, even like the Vice President, well, the President even, none of them are qualified to be doing the jobs that they have. And, you know, I'm sure Secretary of Education is no different. They all bow to that union. But that's a hell of a thing. We really got to get away from that. We're not going to get anywhere. Even dealing with the school boards, I mean, you can have some influence with the school board, but you're going to have to really work at it. You know, and the theory is you're paying them money to do this, but they're doing just the opposite. So you're going to have to get involved, and somehow or another, they're going to have to do something with that teachers union, because or just start